Alright guys, so I made this quick little review page, very similar to the quiz y'all started taking on Friday, and just kind of to go over some things that y'all can remember, and then when y'all come in Monday, you'll have a little bit of time to kind of finish it up, and then we're going to get on with the test review. So, number one, find the area of the shaded regions. You see, it's cut into sectors, and multiple sectors are shaded. So, first thing, obviously, you notice the numbers around. You want to count how many sectors there are, and then divide by 360, which I did right there. That tells you what the arc degree of each sector is, right? So 360 divided by 8 is 45, and that gives you each sector as an arc degree of 45, and there's two. So on the blue formula sheet, you have area of a sector at the bottom, and there's kind of two ways to do this, and I showed you both. You can put 45 in, 45 over 360, times pi times 5 squared. Remember we said we are going to not multiply by pi when it's just the circle. So you have 45 over 360 times 25, which comes out to 25 over 8. You have to double that though, because then you're taking into account two sectors. Excuse me, and that gives you 50 pi over 8, which reduces to 25 over 4. The second way, which you can kind of see down here, is just go ahead and double the 45 right off the bat and make the total shaded degree 90, and then 90 times pi times 5 squared. Same answer, two different ways. I don't care, but you must show your work. You must write it down similar to this. Second question was a composite shape, so just a couple things. This one you see a lot of the measurements given on the side, so don't forget with the semicircle, that 5 needs to be cut in half to get the radius. So pi times 2.5 squared, you see up here it says semicircle. And then divide by 2, because again, it's a semicircle. You see the rectangle, 5 by 3, and the triangle. Whatever shapes you have, every shape that's on the test or the quiz is on the formula chart. So just make sure you use the correct ones. Number 3 was an area of a shaded region, so there was a bigger shape with something cut out of it. Here's an example of a big rectangle with a smaller one, real simple. Right, you see 8 times 10 on the outside, 5 times 8 on the inside, you subtract. Whatever shape's cut out in the inside, you subtract that from the bigger shape. 4 and 5, area of a regular polygon, and both of these involve you solving for stuff. For what it's worth, on the test next week, next Tuesday, you're going to have easier versions of this question. So if you can get through these, those should be a piece of cake. What you started with, and I realize there's a lot of stuff written here, is all you had to begin with is the 20 on the diagonal right here. Right? So a hexagon, again, one of the big reasons that they use the hexagon is that when you make this little right triangle here, it's a 30, 60, 90, and you'll see the x, 2x, x squared to 3 kind of pattern around it. Don't forget that pattern, also on your blue chart. But what they give you is this length right here. So that's the hypotenuse of the right triangle. You cut half of that to get x right here, the small side. It's half of a side of the hexagon. And then most importantly, it helps you get your apothem right here, because you take that 10, put it in front of the square root of 3. So apothem, 10 square root of 3. And then, if again you remember in the hexagon, the hypotenuse will wind up being the same as the side length. Because, I mean, if you take the 10 on the bottom, you just double it and you get 20 other ways, or whatever number you wind up with. So 6 times 20 is 120, gives you perimeter. 1/2 times apothem times perimeter. Number 6 is a pentagon, and you're not able to use special rights. So all you're going to be able to do here, given, so you're originally, again, just given 7 and 12. You don't have that 9.7. You have to find that with Pythagorean theorem. And I just made up 12 and 7 on the spot, so when I solved it, I realized that you wind up with a value bigger than I had intended, and that's fine. But x squared plus 7 squared equals 12 squared. You solve that, you get about 9.7. Again, that's half a side length. You double it. The 7 was already given to you to be the apothem. So for the side length, 9 times 5 times 19.4 is 97. And 1/2 times apothem times perimeter gives you 339.5. Okay, so Pythagorean theorem, special right there. Get your apothem, get the side length to get the perimeter. Page. Number 6 looks very similar to this. It's another shaded region one. Let's zoom in a bit. All right, we gotta. Again, this is a diameter which cuts your circle in half, so that's why I put the 180 there. 180 minus 40 gives you 140, which means the two shaded sections equal 140. Radius is 5. Use the formula. 140 over 360 times pi times 5 squared. Again, don't multiply by the pi when it's just the area of the sector. It makes it much easier. Excuse me. And there you go. Number 7, the two pentagons are similar if the area of the smaller pentagon is 100 square feet. What is the area? And then I was trying to change the question a little bit because it looks pretty much like this on the test. But yeah, so it should be the larger pentagon you're looking for. So it's real simple. You make a ratio of the smaller to larger. Sorry. All right, you get 8 over 20. That reduces to 2/5. Now, it's area, so that must be squared. That's one of the key things we kept repeating. 2/5 squared is 4 over 25. Now, you're going to multiply that by the smaller pentagon to get the larger, but obviously if you multiply by the 4 over 25, that's going to make it smaller. So you're just going to flip that ratio to make it the enlargement. 4 over 25 would take you from the larger one down to the smaller one. So you want to do the opposite and go from the small to the big. So 100 times 25 over 4 is 2500 over 4 is 625. So when you increase it, the bigger pentagon will have an area of 625 square feet. Right. The area of the new circle. So describe the effect of the circle when the radius is doubled. Again, if you're talking area, got to square it. So I put the area of the new circle is quadrupled, or 4 times bigger, and it's just simply because 2 squared. I'll give you about 15 minutes on Monday when we get in. We're also going to go through the review. I'll go through all those questions. I'll have a review video up. I'm probably going to make it soon this weekend. That way it's ready for Monday to have up for y'all. Okay? Again, we're coming to the end of the 6 weeks. So we got to rush. There's no time to waste. Need y'all to get things done ASAP. All right, good luck. Hope you enjoyed your 3-day weekend. And just remember, anybody who posts or talks about endgame spoilers will probably get failed. So, sorry. I actually paused the video and then I came back to say I'm not sorry. You shouldn't be spoiling endgame. Let people have fun and enjoy stuff. Bye.